In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with your coursework. As you can see, I'm back into the lessons. I'm in Chapter 1. If I actually wanted to show all of the sections, I could just click here where it says Show the Sections, as in the top right corner, and it's going to show me all the sections for Chapter 1, and then all the sections for Chapter 2, and so on. Now you're going to notice in Chapter 1, as you will see in other chapters as well, that there's these little question marks with orange boxes. That means that that's going to be some kind of a quiz that you're going to be taking. One of the quizzes is actually how you enter your grades into the grade book. So I'll be coming back to that in a few minutes. What I'd like to do right now is go ahead and click on, and I'm going to start here in section 1.3. What does that look like? Well, it's highlighted and underlined here. Why? Well, because it's the one that I worked on last, so it actually remembers when I'm in there and what I'm doing. So I'm going to take you in here as well. By the way, if I don't want to see all those sections, I simply just click on Chapter 1, and then I can go to 1.3 all by itself. So you can do that either way that you like. So here I am in section 1.3 called What is Subtraction, that students in pre-algebra would be working on. Now, how do I actually get in and work with the coursework? Well, that's what we're going to do in this video. If you notice, in the coursework, there are two parts to this coursework. There's part 1 and part 2. There's also the solutions to the coursework as well as the notes for this section. And there's a video that you can watch to give you examples about this section to guide you along. What I recommend students do is this, is start the video and print out the coursework and then do the coursework as you're watching the video. They actually go together, and they're designed to work that way. If I want to see what the coursework is in a PC computer, I simply just right-click on the coursework section that I'd like to open, and I'm going to open it in a new tab. If I happen to be using a Macintosh computer, I simply put the mouse over that same section and I hold down the control key, and the same thing's going to happen. I will see that it'll say open in a new tab, and I can open it up in a new tab. So let's say that I wanted to go in and find out, well, what's my first coursework section, and here it is. I can print this out, and notice that it's on here that it's set up so that there's space provided so I can print it out, and it's asked me to find out what are the two ways Mr. D defines subtraction, and then what word starts with D, ends with E, that means subtraction and rhymes with the word resistance. Well, you'll have to watch the video to find out. How do I do that? Well, I simply just click on the video. So as I click on the video, I can see that it's going to start, and it's going to take me right in here and tell me exactly what I need to do. Now, notice it does buffer, kind of like a YouTube video would do. So if I want to let it load up a little bit, it will, but I can make it bigger as well to let it work on the whole screen, and it's going to let me go in. If I wanted to scroll ahead and see what's happening, there you're going to see that I'm talking about addition and subtraction or inverse operations. Now, when I go in, though, to find out what those coursework questions are, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go right in there. I'm going to work those things out. In some section, there's also notes for even more support, and all I have to do for the notes, if I want to go in and answer the questions in this section 1.3, I can open that up in a new tab as well, and you're going to see this is a snapshot view of what you would look at when you're watching the video, so that'll give you information in there as well. So now that I'm in there and I've got everything complete, I want to check my work. How do I do that? Well, in the coursework section, students, you check your own work. Why do I want you to check your own work? Because I want you to get things correct and learn everything there is to learn in this section. This isn't about how many you get right, how many you get wrong. This is about how much can you learn, and I want you to learn everything. So what would I like you to do? Well, I'd simply click on the solutions, and again, I'm going to open that up in a new tab, and I'm going to grade my own work. What happens if it's wrong? Well, here's what I request you do. Fix it. Make it right. But learn from what you didn't get right the first time. Now you're going to notice that we give questions some ways in definitions and language, but you're also going to see that things that look typically like more like a math course you're used to seeing, and it's going to work with what? Well, we're going to work with particular problems, and you're going to notice in this section I'm actually showing you how to work with subtraction, making tens, and you'll see you can go for here as well. What are you going to do? Well, guess what? You guessed it. You're going to go back and you're going to check your work again. You simply open up that tab, and it's going to let you go in and see what you worked on, and then you can check your work step by step, and you're going to notice that I wrote things out nice and neat for you as well. Or at least nice and neat in my handwriting. You'll get used to how things look as we go. But let's say that you had a question and you said, you know, Mr. D, I'm not really sure either what you wrote there. I'm not quite getting that concept. How do I get in touch with Mr. D during the week? Well, it's as simple as this. There's a little email box right here. If you click on that email, and you can say in here, I'd like to create a new message. From that new message, you can type in the name Dennis, and it's going to go find me just like that. There I am. I'm Mr. D that way. That's my first name, Dennis. So let's say I need help with section 1.3, and then I could put in whatever my message is in there. It's going to send me an email, and then I'm I'm going to email you back. Now when I email you back, what it's going to do is that if you have an email address, it'll come right to your email and it'll tell you that I sent you a message. If you don't have an email address on file, you simply can go in and it will show a little box here and you can get your email right here from me. So now you've seen how to work with the coursework. In the next video, we're going to show you how you enter your grades from this coursework.